Tesla has taken pretty much of the entire electric automobile market, and it seems like other competitors like General Motors and Ford are on the sideline, as General Motors CEO has signed a deal with Tesla which would save the company $400 million. But can this be called a smart move? Will this really help General Motors in the long run? Stay tuned till the end of this video to find out. With the electric car market continuing its gradual expansion, many potential customers are concerned about a few possible stumbling blocks such as range and the availability of public chargers. To alleviate these concerns, General Motors has teamed with Tesla to gain access to the latter's extensive supercharger infrastructure. GM Chair and CEO Mary Barra has now stated that the decision will save the Detroit-based company $400 million. Now, a lot of people are getting worried about this decision by Ford and General Motors to make Tesla's charging standard the North American charging standard. So why are people concerned? We'll dive deep into the reasons behind that, but before we do that, be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn the notification bell on so you always get notified in time with our future updates. Now, a lot of people are considering the fact that General Motors has collaborated with Tesla to get more use of the company's supercharger infrastructure because it will save the company an amount of $400 million. However, concerns are raised because it is being assumed that Tesla will have a monopoly, or it will make all of the money or could have access to all the data, which it will eventually, regardless of what electric vehicle you use. When you are using Tesla's chargers, the company will require you to put an email address or your name, like as much of the information it can get from you, because it is considered that data is money. So considering the fact that data can bring more assets, it is true that Tesla will have a monopoly, but it will be for the good of everyone. Some people are considering that this should have happened a long time ago and they shouldn't be worried about it, rather they should embrace this change, and here's why. Just by having a look at Tesla stocks, we can see that companies blown up by the rising trends of its stocks, and anyone who invests in such companies will surely benefit in the long run. So for companies like Ford and General Motors, who will add up to about $5 billion to Tesla by 2032, which is not that much if we compare it to Tesla's revenue, will benefit more from the company's infrastructure, and which is something good for the companies themselves. In an event, the CEO of General Motors, Mary Barra, said that it is the most exciting thing to witness the automobile market's transformation to EVs. She said that this time is one of the great inflection points in vehicles in her career of 40 years. She added that it is incompatible with the mobile manufacturing line. Despite being one of the only EV OEMs that embraced the standard, Tesla confidently switched its charger to NACS in November 2022. Adapters for Ford and GM, which will be available early next spring for GM, will allow those vehicles to use the more than 12,000 Tesla superchargers in the United States. Furthermore, due to the large number of Tesla vehicles on the road, it is theoretically the most prevalent charging protocol. In 2025, GM will begin installing the NACS port in its vehicles from the manufacturer. It presently sells 4 EVs: the GMC Hummer, Cadillac Lyriq, and Chevrolet Bolt. The Chevrolet Blazer and Equinox EVs, as well as Cadillac's flagship Celestiq, are on the way. So what does this mean? This means that when you have to charge your electric vehicle, you don't need to get confused by 2 competing standards. One standard is better for everyone. So basically, it means that you don't have to pull into a charging station thinking to yourself which charging standard will work the best for your car. When you have one authentic charging standard, then things get easier for you and your confusion just slips away. Now, it is evident that more than 75% of electric vehicles that are sold in the market right now are from General Motors, Ford, and Tesla's EVs. What this actually means is that the other manufacturers have basically no option now. If they don't switch to the charging standard, which is the Tesla standard, which Ford and GM has acknowledged, they will be out there alone, and there is a chance that they could be disadvantageous to their customers because those customers are using an EV, regardless of the brand or the company itself, they will be required to use the charging standard. In this case, if those companies don't sign up to the new standard, it will be a lot worse for them. But there is one more thing as well, and that is superchargers. Now, it is estimated that the automotive supercharger market was assessed at $8 billion in the current year and is expected to expand to $10 billion during the time frame being forecast, registering a CAGR of 4.5% in terms of revenue. There are approximately a total of 12,000 superchargers, and by the time 2030 comes this figure will be doubled or tripled or maybe even more than of its current number. Tesla has been installing its chargers constantly and on a regular basis. It is also thought that Tesla's chargers cost is far less than its competitors. It is believed to be 1/5 of their charging cost. Now, at this point, we don't know what their cost will be now as they have become a standard, but we do know that it will be 50% cheaper to install because Tesla has a gradual way of building their empire and installing them. For Tesla now, as their charging stations employ a unique connector that forces non-Tesla EVs to need an adapter, Tesla will endeavor to incorporate at least 3,500 new and current 250 kilowatt superchargers along highways, as well as level 2 destination chargers at hotels and restaurants across the country. Tesla also intends to expand its network of superchargers. In 2021, the Biden administration announced a goal of having 50% of new car sales in the country by EVs by 2030, as well as 500,000 charging stations for electric vehicles along highways. The United States now has over 3 million EVs on the road and approximately 60,000 charging stations spread across the country. Not only this, but by the end of the next year, Tesla will begin offering a portion of its electric vehicle charging stations to drivers of other vehicles. Tesla has plans to build a national EV charging network. By the end of 2024, Tesla plans to make at least 7,500 chargers from its US supercharger and destination charger network available to all electric vehicles. The deal reached with Tesla to develop its charging network is part of President Joe Biden's climate change plans, which include the US government's aim of achieving net zero emissions by 2050. Biden signed a comprehensive infrastructure measure in 2021 that included $7.5 billion in electric vehicles charging, $10 billion in sustainable transportation, and more than $7 billion in EV battery components. The administration has accepted EV infrastructure proposals from all 50 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico, granting them access to more than $1.5 billion in financing to assist in the construction of electric car chargers. Another good thing about Tesla's chargers is that they are easy to locate and can be found pretty much anywhere. When it comes to driving an EV, what people prefer most of the times is the good experience that they can have while driving an EV, but if one is not able to find a charger or the charging doesn't do so well, which in most of the cases we've seen, people tend to switch to other cars. But for Tesla, that is not a problem. As Tesla is installing its new chargers almost on a daily basis and has plans to install more, this problem will soon be vanished and it feels like it will bring Tesla more benefits in terms of more customers. As most of the charging systems like CCS don't work so well, as explained by many people, there is definitely a need for one charging standard, and as Ford and General Motors are investing more and more into building EVs, and if they are offering this experience of charging the electric vehicle using Tesla's chargers, it will eventually be a good thing, and there is a chance that it will bring them more sales as well. So, what are your thoughts on that? Let us know in the comments below. As always, if you found this video interesting, then like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn the notification bell on for future updates. Also, if you wish to stay updated with all the latest news related to the tech billionaires, then check out our other videos here that we have lined up for you. Thanks for watching!